Hey everyone, Jason Verdelli here with Social Hub Site. And today we're going to talk about how to make money from digital community sponsorship on your Social Hub site. And first thing I'll cover here before we actually jump into the demo is really where this is applicable. Essentially, you are going to, along the lines, whether it's for your company, maybe it's for a club that you're a part of, it could be a civic group that you're using the Social Hub site for. Essentially, as we build communities, we bring in people. People participate in communities, and one of one of the pieces of value, or one of the value creations that are sorry, pieces of value that are created in that process is the opportunity for someone else or another company to be able to get visibility to that community. So let's just think about it this way. Think about maybe a group that you're a part of that again, there's another company out there that would just die to be able to get their brand in front of this group of people. Maybe it's it might be a civic group, maybe a local civic group. So for that local pizza shop, that that maybe the local insurance agency, these are this is a great opportunity for them to be able to be exposed to that community. But also, as you running the Social Hub site, it's a great opportunity for you to be able to actually make money in the process, because you are creating value, you are creating opportunity for these other organizations, or even just people that want to be able to support you in the process of getting your community off the ground, and also, of course, to receive some recognition in the process. So let's jump over to the demo here. And what I'm talking about is, so you have your Social Hub site. And of course, this is our demo site. What I'm talking about is an actual area that you can set up that essentially allows people, organizations, and people to actually become a sponsor and to be able to put their logo up over here, maybe a website link, and essentially have the website take care of all of the payments. And that's usually where sponsorship breaks down. Typically what happens is, you have to put up a page saying, hey, here's a sponsorship opportunity. And then there's a sort of weird period where, you have to, email them, or, call them up and say, hey, send us a check. And then you got to give them the location. And again, there's just a lot of logistics that are involved with that. And typically what ends up happening is it just doesn't end up going through, unless it's, again, unless it's something that they're really, really committed to doing. So, it's essentially what I'm going to show you how to do today is to create this spot on the website. So again, I have our logo, actually our main company logo of here, Phase 2 Solutions, which actually runs Social Hub site. But I'm going to show you how to set this up, and then I'll also show you how to kind of what everybody else is going to see in their side. So just to walk you through that, essentially, again, what would happen is, on the front end here for the user, again, of course, they see the logo, they can see the companies that are sponsoring, and of course, they can create a link. The link is created to their website. They can also become a sponsor, and of course, in the process here, they can very easily fill out the form to be able to submit their sponsorship. So if I want to go here, I could put in, say, demo company, put in just a demo email address here, and of course a website link. And then you can see up here, you also have the opportunity with this tool to be able to actually put in the text to sell the sponsorship. So, explaining, okay, here's what the text link is going to cost. Here is what the actual logo link would cost, and so forth. So, and then of course they can actually, pull up their logo here. So if I actually have a sample page here that is created trying to, so I'll go here and say, pick the sample company. And it'll also, I don't know if you saw that, but it'll also give them the information that they need as far as like what size logo. They can, and of course they can, review the order. So you can see their logo, they got the right website link. If they want to, they can hit add info to go back here and edit any of this information. And of course, follow through on the payment, of course, which is the most important part here. So, so let's go ahead and actually set this location up. Let's set this area up. So I'm going to go over here to get there. What we want to do is hover over admin options. And I'm going to scroll down here to sponsorship options, which is the very bottom option. And this is going to take us to our settings page. Now, notice the settings page on the left-hand side is the top option. There are other options, so you can see the sponsors. You can add a sponsor manually if you'd like. Also, you can see the transactions that have taken place, so who actually came on here and paid and so forth. So basically, again, you have two different sponsorship methods. You have the text links. You also have the logo links, obviously. But you can disable or enable these at any single time just by checking the box. And then go down here, you can actually set your pricing. So your text linked price, you can set that. Your logo link price, you can set that. Logo size, you can, of course, choose that. Typically, I like to keep this around 200 to 125 at the maximum. That's what works really, really well with Social Hub site. Of course, you can make this smaller if you want. If you want to add a bunch of logos that don't end up spanning vertically as much. So what ends up happening, just so you understand, is the logo size or the logos that are entered will essentially it'll go top left, and then the next one will be to the right of that, and then it'll just move down to the next line depending on. So it's not totally vertical. It does it side by side. That's this way you can squeeze in a bunch of logos if you need to. Maximum sponsors, obviously, you can cap that. And sponsorship period, you can say, I want it for 30 days, 90 days. Again, this is up to you. And you'll see down here, we have some code, some short code down here that actually references that. This way, you don't actually have to update this message every single time. So again, you might want to change the text here, but you want to leave the variables here. And of course, you can add, if you want to add text or and so on, you can actually see the list of variables. So you have, sponsorship period. You could just copy whatever the brackets, as well as, of course, everything in the brackets into the message box here. And of course, this would share, say sponsorship method or the logo max height and so forth. You can add in terms and conditions as well. So you can add any type of text there that you want. Of course, there's instructions under each and every single box here. So if you don't get it right away, you don't need to worry about it. You can also change, again, where the email notifications go to once somebody actually signs up as a sponsor. So again, you can change that. You can change the sender name, the sender email, and what actually happens, just so you understand, what happens here is this will actually send this particular message once the person has actually paid for their sponsorship. So you can see, thank you for sponsorship. But again, you can go in here and change this message at any single time. You can also see if there was a failure in processing the transaction. It'll also send an email for that, which you can see right here. And we scroll down to here a little bit. We can see we have our payment settings. So basically, what I would recommend doing initially is, or at least the payment processor I would recommend would be PayPal. And essentially what you can do with PayPal here is you want to make sure you check this off to accept payments. And then you can put your PayPal ID. Again, this is simply just the email that's associated with your PayPal account. And the sandbox mode. Now, what this is just a testing area. So if you check this off, basically, you'll be able to test the payments. So the payments won't actually process, but it will. You can put in a sample card, but again, it's not going to actually charge the card itself. So if you just want to test everything out, of course, you have a couple other payment options down here. But again, I'd recommend PayPal because it's just easier to just put in the email address. Versus having to get the other settings from some of these other payment processors. And a lot of people do have PayPal. Again, a lot of personal accounts are done through PayPal, at least online. It's also, again, you can accept payments through both PayPal and credit card through PayPal. So then what we want to do, once we have this all updated, again, depending on which section we are updating, is just hit update settings. Now, of course, in this case, I didn't really change anything, but again, you want to make sure you hit update settings before moving forward. So once you have these settings here all ready to go. One of the things now what we want to do is add this area to our sidebar of our website. And again, you saw that on the top upper right hand side of the front page. So one of the things that what we want to do here is just go hover over appearance and then click on widgets. And then now you're going to see a lot of different sidebar areas or widget areas, as we call them. Again, these are just sections of the website. So you can see footer sections. You also have, homepage, members directory, and so forth. Typically, what I would recommend doing is adding it both into the activity directory as well as the page directory. So, or sorry, the page template. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down here to, I'm just going to go hover over down here to where website sponsors. Now, if you click on website sponsors, you can actually decide where this goes. You don't actually have to drag and drop. So again, what we can do here is I'm going to go ahead here, choose a page right sidebar, and then I'm also going to choose activity directory. Again, this is our front page, basically. So here, let's go here, add to widget. Let's call this website sponsors. So you just want to put your title in here. And then I'll add this to the page. And then again, once I select that, I want to hit add widget. You can see that I'll just put it up here. And of course, I want to put a title to it. So website sponsors. So once we have that set up, we can now to get back to the home page, just very simply, just click on the home icon. And of course, this will take us right back to our front page. And of course, this is actually where you'll see right here we have our sponsor section here set up. And now we did create, I did add one here, so you can see I had this also down here. Again, if people want some more visibility with their sponsorship ad, again, it can add that. We also added this to the pages. So actually, the Become a Sponsor page is actually a page. So again, you can see that we've added that here. Now, if you do want to change where this is located, it's actually pretty simple. Actually, one of the things you can do is just go here under admin options. A quick way to get to is design to the sidebar area, or to edit the sidebar area, is to hover over or click on design sidebar widgets. And then you can actually just drag this box to wherever you want it. So you can drag, of course, website sponsors above social media sharing or whatever other widget areas that you have set up. Same with activity. So if I want to move this up, get rid of one of these here, I can do that. Again, very simple, very easy, drag and drop. Now I'm going to go back to the front page. Now I can see I have this up in the upper right-hand side of every single page. So, and the other great thing is you don't need to worry about the site sponsorship page. We've already set that up for you as far as all the configurations. So, as you can see, where you didn't have to do anything as far as setting up the actual page to put the box here and so forth. So again, that's pretty much it. Of course, the only other part is just getting paid, but of course, that's part of actually getting the sponsors. One suggestion I would make, of course, in your process when you're considering doing this is obviously to start building up your community first. So again, there's a couple different things I'd recommend doing if you're just launching a community. And let's just say maybe you want to actually make money from running a social hub site. So you're not looking at this just as a way to be able to communicate with your community. Maybe you want to actually start to profit from this a bit. One of the ways you can do that, or a couple different things you can do to launch this, obviously, is one, to do a member import. Again, you can hover over member options, or sorry, admin options, and then go to members import to import people that you may already have or may already know. One of the other options that I'd recommend, which is a good quick way of launching outside of coming up with great content, sharing that via social networks and sharing your status updates and a lot of the other things. One of the other things you can do is actually if we click on design and then sidebar widgets, is to add, if we click on activity directory, which is our front page, one of the things I would recommend is adding the invite, or actually here, let's, social invitations widget. So I'm going to go here and I'll add this to the activity directory. And say I'm going to add this right here. And what this actually does is, and you can change the title here if you want. What this actually does is allows your users as well as yourself to actually invite all of their social networking contacts directly. So it'll actually send them a direct message to, right now we have Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, and Twitter set up. There are some additional networks that we're working on, currently getting set up. Obviously, it's a process, of course, to get that, to get everything to be approved. But again, let's just say that you want to start, again, with some of these networks, again, this is a pretty good start. So if we want to click on, say, LinkedIn, we want to invite, say, our LinkedIn contacts very simply. As long as you're logged into LinkedIn, it will automatically pull in your contacts. If you're not, obviously, it will just prompt you to log in first. And then what's great here is you can actually, let me actually, I realize you can't see this box, so I'm going to have to move this right here. So as you can see here, you can actually select all your contacts. You can also uncheck all of them and just select ones individually just by checking the box next to their profile. And then again, you can see I got a bunch of contacts here. So I'll scroll down, and down at the bottom here, you have the opportunity to be able to write a message. So here's where you can actually write an invitation message out to your contacts saying, hey, we have this community. Here's the great things about it. We're able to, share, connect, all these things. Again, and you want to make sure you include a link to your website, to the hub site here. So in this case, it would be demohub.socialhubsite.com. And from there, again, now this gives you that mechanism to be able to, look at your social contacts that you have and say, you know what, now, or, I don't have to worry about, individually sending them an invitation. Now I can actually just, I can send it all in one shot if I really want to, as well as other contacts. So let's just say you're launching a community with, say, 10 people, or you're just, 10 of your close contacts or colleagues, and, you want to be able to get this thing off the ground. One of the best ways is to, really, just connect with them directly to let them know, hey, we have this invitation tool that's built into our social hub site. Please go in and actually just invite your contacts. And again, that's a great way to be able to get other people, of course, to your social hub site, get them signed up. And again, it's not hard to say, I'm not really getting into a extensive process there. It's simply just asking some of those people that you already know. And that's a great place to start. You don't have to look at you're looking at building your community, whether this is for your brand, whether this is for you trying to make money from a community directly, or whether you're just looking at it from a private standpoint or you're just using it internally. Ultimately, it comes down to starting. If you want to build your community, it comes down to starting with the people that are already around you, the people that already know, like, and trust you, the people that will sign up, even though they might not know what it is yet, or maybe it's not really clear what the community is. These are great people to start with because they're going to at least pay attention. They're going to at least give you a shot and to help you in any way possible. But again, you have to, one, provide the tool for them to be able to help you expand the community. And two is you have to bring focus to that. So it's, again, even if it's just sending them a direct email, it doesn't even have to be through Social Hub site here. Just saying, hey, can you help me out here? Help me, invite some of your friends that you have or contacts that you have on, say, LinkedIn. That's a great place to get started. So again, that's pretty much it for today's webinar. I think it's, pretty plain simple as far as, really what are the what the benefits are to adding website sponsorship. Again, one last thing I will show you is not every sponsorship actually has to run through the payment processor. So you can actually have, let's just say that you don't want to run through PayPal, or you have your own manual process of getting sponsorships. If you want to add these sponsors into your social hub site, you can very simply go under site and then sponsorship options. And then remember the left-hand side here we were talking about? You can actually very simply click on add sponsor. And so here I can just, put in demo company, and I'll just put in, demo email, and then put in the website URL. So I'll just, and then of course, just choose the image. and then you can submit the details. And then as you'll see, this will actually, once you submit that, it'll take you right to the sponsors page here. And here you can see you can add another sponsor. You can also edit the sponsors that you have. So you have, you can see the payment transactions that are associated with that sponsor. And you can delete the sponsor and so forth. So again, let's say you want to update a logo, they need to update a logo. Bam, you can go in here, update that right here. And now if we go back, of course, to our front site, we can see, bam, sponsor number 2 is here, and so forth. So that is pretty much about it. Of course, if you do have any questions getting started into this, you can go to your social upsite dashboard. So I'm just going to click on dashboard here and very simply click on the inside of the question box here. Of course, you can submit your question here, and that is pretty much about it. So with that said, again, we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar. You can actually go to under community, go to learn, and you can see a list of upcoming webinars. Our next webinar coming up is actually this Friday. So if you click on the month calendar, you can see we have one coming up here on the 31st, which is, the 25th. I'm ahead of myself here. How to use gamification to spark membership engagement in your digital community. And this is a great webinar on how to essentially use badges, use achievements, and a lot of the other things that you're probably used to seeing on other social networks inside of your community to be able to get people engaged, get people feel connected to your brand. So anyway, again, you can go ahead and RSVP for that in our Learn section. And until then, we will see you from there. Have a great rest of your day.